When he was quite sure the giant was asleep, Jack crept out of the copper pot and began to tiptoe out of the kitchen. Just as he was about to leave, he heard the sound of the harp girl weeping. Jack bit his lip, sighed, and returned to the kitchen. He grabbed the sickly hen and the singing harp, and began to tiptoe back out. But this time the hen gave a cackle, which woke the giant. And just as Jack got out of the house, he heard him calling, "Wife, wife, what have you done with my white hen and my golden harp?" Jack ran as fast as he could, and the giant, realizing he had been tricked, came rushing right after, away from the castle and down the road. When he got to the beanstalk, the giant was only 20 yards away when he suddenly saw Jack disappear. Confused, the giant peered through the clouds and saw Jack underneath climbing down for dear life. The giant stomped his foot and roared angrily, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman, be he alive or be he dead. I'll have his bones to grind my bread." The giant swung himself down onto the beanstalk, which shook with his weight. Jack slid and climbed down the beanstalk as quickly as he could, and after him climbed the giant. As he neared the bottom, Jack called out, "Mother, please hurry! Bring me an axe! Bring me an axe!" And his mother came rushing out with Jack's wood chopping axe in her hand. But when she came to the enormous beanstalk, she stood in shock, still with fright. Jack jumped down, got a hold of the axe, and began to chop away the beanstalk. Luckily, because of all the chores he'd done over the years, he'd become quite good at chopping. And it didn't take long for him to chop through enough of the beanstalk that it began to teeter. The giant felt the beanstalk shake and quiver, so he stopped to see what was the matter. Then Jack gave one last big chop with the axe, and the beanstalk began to topple over. Then the giant fell down and broke his crown, and the beanstalk came to a toppling after. The singing harp thanked Jack for rescuing her from the giant. She had hated being locked up in a closet all day and night, and wanted nothing more than to sit in a farmhouse window and sing to the birds and the butterflies in the sunshine. With a bit of patience and his mother's help, it didn't take long for Jack to get the sickly hen back in good health, and the grateful hen continued to lay a fresh gold egg every day. Jack used the money from selling the golden eggs to buy back Old Bess, purchase seed for the spring crop, and to fix up his mother's farm. He even had enough left over to invite every one of his neighbors over for a nice meal, complete with music from the singing harp. And so, Jack, his mother, Old Bess, the harp, and the white hen lived happily ever after. The end.